Hi, Scott Machine Gun Dad. In my continuing saga of letting Nick shoot military pistols. Well, I don't know if you would actually call this military pistols. This is my 30 Luger, Treaty of Versailles Luger. Let's take a up close look at it and then I'll tell you a story. Before we look at the pistol, let's look at the magazines. We are using a Metgar reproduction magazine. It's already loaded with 30 Luger. And we're going to use the original with the wood follower magazine that came in the gun. I don't know if they're going to fit or feed because this ammo is so old that the lead's actually turning white. So we'll have to see. Let's take a look at that gun. We moved in close on the Luger DWM. As you can see, there's not a lot of numbered parts, right? And there's no year marking here. If you roll the gun over, I'm going to roll it this way and hopefully we'll be able to catch it. The only number I can see is the 75 here, which is the last two digits of the serial number, which is on the front, up underneath where my finger is. No import marks, no military marks. I think this is a commercial Luger. As I said, made between World War I and World War II, and then it's got pressed into service in World War II and a vet brought it home. Best guess. Let's move back up. All right, here's the story. My understanding is this gun was made after World War I, before World War II, actually before the Weimar Republic time. The Germans weren't allowed to make guns in 9mm, so they chambered them in 30 caliber and for export, and they shortened the barrel by a couple millimeters just so it met the treaty specifications. This gun has no import marks on it, and I think this is a war bringback. And the reason I think this is a war bringback, when I worked at a gun shop, guy brought in, he said they were his grandfather's two Lugers, this one and a 9mm. The 9mm one I probably should have bought because if I wanted to shoot it, but it had been laying apparently on a metal shelf or something, and the side was all pitted. This one was in way better shape and the numbers match, so I ended up buying the 30 Luger, which I regret every time I go buy a third box 30 Luger for 6 times the price of a friggin' box of 9mm. Either way, there's no import marks, and assuming the guy wasn't lying about the story, I would say this is probably a vet bringback. Let's see if Nick can hit anything with it. Ready? Bottom of the plate, Nick. Hey, we were just outside. First of all, I want to explain a little problem. I'm going to leave it in, so you're going to see it. When I try to stick the magazine in it and pull the slide back, I couldn't get it to work. And what I had to do was lock the toggle open, and then it ran fine. On me, what I did was I dropped an extra round in, because each magazine was only loaded with 5 rounds. I dropped an extra round in, and then the gun had enough force to go back and toggle. What I'm thinking is the spring is so stiff that I couldn't pull it back far enough to get the magazine properly inserted. That being said, Nick, you never shot a Luger before, right?
No.
What you think?
This is of all the handguns that we have shot, this is one of my favorites. Not just the history about it, I am a nerd about that, but I actually kind of like the odd angle that the grip is for your sight picture. And like all German guns, it is both overcomplicated and simple at the same time. The safety is there, and I like that it's got an actual word in there rather than just a singular letter. The toggle action is a bit stiff, but it's such a unique piece that I'd never take this out and carry it.
The gun has great new springs in it, I think, so yeah, that's why it's so stiff.
True, but I would never take this out and carry it as my actual defense handgun, but this would be one of the first guns I pick up for my actual collection. They made so many of them, and the way it works is just really weird. And it's got the proper mag release. They did it right the first time.
I'm not a Luger fan. They look gorgeous. They are such a pretty gun, but the sights are absolutely horrendous. This little V-notch in the back is ridiculous. As you can see, I had trouble loading this, and I shoot guns all the time, and I still had trouble loading this. And Nick didn't have any trouble because when I handed him the gun, the toggle was already locked back, and all he had to do was insert a magazine. The other thing is, and this could be an American thing, but if you've got the toggle, I don't know if it'll lock up on its own or not. Probably not, because we were shooting it.
You need the magazine in it.
But if your toggle's up, the gun's empty, and it's up in front of you, and you stick a new magazine in, it's not like a 1911 or a Beretta where you just can run it right here. You've got to drop it out of the way and pull on it and let it go. Not very practical. But on the other hand, I'm comparing 2024, I guess we're 2025. Hindsight's always 2020. When they made them in 1908, or actually I guess the Luger came about even earlier than that, it was cutting edge technology. I have no idea why it stayed around in military service all the way up to 1942. I think there were way better pistols around. The P38 is a better combat pistol. But I think they even covered it in Brand of Brothers. Every GI that went to Europe was looking for one of these. Everybody wanted to bring a Luger. As a matter of fact, one guy in the TV series, he died because the captured Luger he had went off in his pocket. Lugers are great. Lugers are so expensive. I mean, this is a 30, and with matching numbers, I don't know, $1,500. This gun's not worth $1,500 to me. I mean, again, I'm old. I didn't pay $1,500 for it, but it's not worth $1,500 to me. When I could go out and buy a SIG rifle or something for that kind of money. If Grandpap left you a Luger and you sell it, I'm coming to your house and bitch slapping you, because these things are so hard to come by in good condition, in original finish, with the original grips. You're a fool if you have one and you get rid of it. Thanks for coming to the channel. I'm really glad Nick got to shoot this, because, you know, it's like 10 years between times I take it out because the ammo's so expensive. Thanks again.